Hello everybody and welcome back to Fable 2. This video should be the last of our Bowerstone exploration for right now. So we've seen Bowerstone Market. This is where the majority of the stores are and things like that. So if we go over to the left side of town where the barbers and the tailors is, you can actually head further up the trail where there's these little blue sort of banners and we're able to go to Fairfax Gardens. Alright, so this is Fairfax Gardens. Looks like a pretty nice place. This is actually Castle Fairfax, where we were in the beginning of the game where, our sister was shot and killed. And it's abandoned right now, to my knowledge, obviously because Lord Lucian doesn't live here anymore. Pretty nice castle, though. Obviously, you can't go in. The door is locked. At the end of the game, you can buy it, so we'll have to do that at a later date. But right now, there's not a whole lot in Fairfax Gardens. There's going to be some quests later on. All the people up here are kind of uppity. You'll notice a lot of them are dressed a lot nicer than a lot of the other civilians we've seen. A lot of them are more serious if you're trying to impress them or something. You have to kind of look at their personality. She has a weird looking headdress thing. That's weird. I also got sweet sunset lens flare going on. Yep, not a whole lot to see here, but at least we have it marked off on our map. It looks really pretty. There's also vendors walking around, just kind of by random. I think there's a weapons dealer here, a clothes dealer, like people with these backpacks on their back. This chick, for example, is a weapons trader. She's a portable, like a traveling sort of trader. You'll meet them on the road and in various towns and things like that, so just keep an eye out for them, because sometimes they might have stuff that other stores don't have. So now that this place has been added to our map, we'll be able to warp here anytime we want without actually walking, so that's a huge plus. Alright, so we are back to Bowerstone Market because the other direction we need to go is actually going to be a bit of nostalgia. We're going to go back to where we started the story, back to where we grew up as a child. If you come down this way to the north, and you go through this ordinary looking gate, you'll actually get to Bowerstone Old Town.
Well, hello again! It's you! Wow, you've changed since you were last running around this place. But I recognize what's in those eyes. Goodness, decency, respect for the law. After you gave me those arrest warrants, I broke up Nicky the Nickname's whole crew, and Lord Lucian made me sheriff. Of course, then he disappeared. But crime is way down, and urban renewal has transformed this neighborhood into the most desirable district in Bowerstone. Fantastic, isn't it? As a good friend of the sheriff, you'll find the shopkeepers here will give you a discount on all goods and services. Of course, the same discount extends to that sister of yours, should she be in town. Well, I won't take any more of your time. Now, stay out of trouble, won't you?
Oh, just had to remind me of my sister. So yeah, that's Derek. That was the sheriff at the beginning of the game who asked us to collect all 5 of those warrants. Now, this is very important because if you didn't give Derek the warrants, what's going to happen is this place is going to look like a complete slum. People will be walking around in rags and there'll be like hookers everywhere. And basically, being that you gave the bandit, I guess he was, or, he wasn't a good person, the warrants, what happens is this place changes completely. So that's one of those choices that you make that actually changes things in the future. It's easier to own property and stuff because it's cheaper when it's a rundown district, but honestly it's not really worth buying property because it all sucks. And it just kind of leads you down a negative morale choice if you did that. But anywho, I always choose to make this place good, even if I do plan on going on an evil path, just because there's so much more available. In this district, there's also stalls. I'm not sure which. I think there's a general goods stall. This is where that guy was, if you remember him. He was sleeping, and we had to get the bottle for Pete, which was over at this house, which is I think where they actually were is pretty much gone now. But yeah, so you can see some stalls. People are running around just like in Bowerstone. It kind of looks the same layout. All the houses look the same. You can definitely buy property here if you want, just like you can in Bowerstone Market. And it's just generally better, I find, to make it positive because it just looks so much nicer. And you kind of get to just go back to where you used to live as a little kid. And then this area, I do believe, is where we used to live, actually, and where we did the music box. Like, I think the music box would go right here where this bench is, and then going around this area was where our little area that we slept in as a kid was over here. So it's interesting because you see how things change, and yeah, it's not the little shack it was when we were young. So yeah, that's something that changes in the future, which I thought I would show off. Oh, and Rose's diary is buried here, so let's read that. The latest entry written over the rough drawing of a castle reads, I managed to find a nice piece of charcoal this morning so I can finally start writing again. I still haven't finished putting down the story about the warrior girl who fights snow monsters. Sparrow always likes listening to that one. Sends him right to sleep. It's not so easy for me. Winter is getting colder, and soon our shelter won't be anywhere near enough. We'll freeze to death if we don't do something better. And the family of travelers who let us stay in their caravan last winter haven't come back this year. It was nice having someone to look after us for a change. If only we could find some secret passages into the castle. We're small enough that no one would notice us. We'd be like ghosts, or like mice, hiding in the walls. We tiptoe out when everyone goes to bed and raid the larder. I bet they have so much food in there, they'd never even notice. Ugh, daydreaming isn't going to get us anywhere. You have to think of something, Rose. You're the big sister, remember? Aw, that makes me miss my sister. I'm really sad they killed her off. A lot of people tend to not like Rose. They think she's kind of annoying, but I don't think she is at all. I think she was definitely just playing that role of an older sibling. That was just my opinion, though. So, there's not a whole lot else to do. It's kind of actually a shorter video than I expected. But what I should do, actually, is I should look at those cards that Teresa gave us a few videos ago that I actually forgot to look at, because it kind of details the heroes that we're going to be looking for, which is, you know, like the biggest premise of this game. I think it's in books and documents. Yeah, so the card she's given us is the Mage. The Mage follows where wisdom leads, but always into conflict. Making an ally of this hero will cost you much. Alright. So that's not the hero we're looking to find right now. We're looking to find the hero of strength, is what it sounds like. So you've got the mage, the choice. Let's see. I think she'll basically, like each one, just tells us a little bit about each one. The thief. It's also a thief that we have to find.
The thief. This hero harbors a soul without a glimmer of light. I see choked weeds and water. He lies just out of reach.
Of course he lies just out of reach. I guess we won't be finding him until a later date. So you've got 3 heroes, including yourself. I guess you're the 4th one who's kind of meant to tie all 3 heroes together. You've got the mage, the thief, the relic, and the pilgrim. So I do believe the relic is the one that we are going to be finding first. So yeah, and then there's also books. I don't think I've read any books or really gone over it. I might have. It's been a while since I've actually played this game, so I'd forget what I've shown and what I haven't. But you can read books to your dog to increase skills. There's also some books that allows you to do certain expressions and things like that. But, you know. What about to say about the pilgrim?
The pilgrim. This hero has great spirit and awesome strength, but it is not yet unleashed. The pilgrim's path is to the north.
Alright, so yeah, that's the hero we're going to be finding first, or is the pilgrim. So that will be when we do co-op next time. To my knowledge, I'm going to be being the sidekick the next time we play. There's also a silver key on that balcony. I wish it was daytime so I could go and get it, but luckily the silver key is not going to go away, so we can go and grab it at a later date. Over here, just before I finish up this video, is the cemetery, which we can go visit if we want to. Alright, so this is the cemetery. And like I said, when I went to Fairfax Gardens, anytime that you visit an area, it becomes available on your map. So if you want to just come uncover the area but come back later, say you want to come back for a quest later, or you want to get your dog's digging level up and come back later and dig up all the dig spots at once, or whatever it is you want to do, that's totally fine and works. So, ooh, we got some free stuff. Good thing I didn't buy those. This is a pretty big area, but there's not a whole lot for us to do in here right now. Looks like a graveyard. This place is actually huge, though. This is a really big cemetery. Any cemetery I've seen has been really small and pitiful. But yeah, I like the attention to detail they did with areas in this game, and they made them look very, very suiting to the actual atmosphere that it's supposed to be. So I'm not going to spend much time in here. There's not a whole lot going on. There's going to be no shop vendors as far as I know. That would kind of be tasteless, selling stuff in a graveyard. Not a whole lot of people. Anyone who is wandering around is just paying respects to others. But there'll be some stuff for us to do later, so we'll probably come back and do more shenanigans in here in co-op. Quickly, before I end the episode off, I'll just show you what I mean. If I pull up maps, you'll see my regions went from 3 to 6 from last time we checked. And then of course you can see regions. These are all the places we visited. And just showing off regions, for example, if you look at Bower Lake where we started out, it's going to tell us the distance from where we are now, how many hours it's going to take to get us there. Shops it has, so it has a stone cutter, which will make us augments for our weapons, by the way. Tattooist, which I haven't shown off, but there are tattooists in this game, just like the first Fable. There's also a trader there. It'll show you how many chests you've opened in the area, how many buildings you own, any gargoyles you've destroyed. Again, I haven't talked much about gargoyles, but I will later. Dig spots, silver keys, all that stuff. So it's a good chance to also look at things you've collected in the area. Like silver keys, you want to make sure you've collected all the silver keys in the game. So you want to take a look at where you've collected what. So yeah, I like that this game is very, very detailed, and it's very, very easy to follow things like quests and easy to travel and things like that. So that's about it. We'll probably start our adventure some more, go on the road, and do some more co-op stuff in the next video. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.